A credit card carrying a 29.99% APR on a $5,000 balance generates roughly $1,500 in interest over 12 months of minimum payments. That is not an edge case. That is the published variable APR ceiling on several of the most heavily marketed cards in the United States right now. And the rewards rate on those same cards is calibrated so that the average cardholder would need to spend between $30,000 and $40,000 annually just to break even against the annual fee. 7 credit cards are on this list. 4 whose fee structures and documented regulatory histories tell a story the commercials do not. And 3 whose published terms actually align with the value delivered to the cardholder. Starting at number 7, with a product whose Schumer box runs to nearly 4 pages of fee disclosures. Number 7, the First Premier Bank MasterCard, sets the stage for the extraction model this entire ranking is built to document. The variable APR on this card runs between 29, 99, and 36%. The annual fee in year 1 is $75. Beginning in year 2, that fee drops to $45 annually, but a monthly maintenance fee of $6.25 activates, totaling $75 per year in a different line item. The credit limit at account opening typically ranges from $300 to $500. A $25 processing fee is charged before the account is active. The combined effect is that a cardholder with a $300 limit has already consumed between 25 and 30% of their available credit and fees before making a single purchase. The mechanism here is what credit analysts call the low-limit, high-fee trap. The card is marketed to consumers with subprime credit scores who have few alternatives. The fee load is structured to consume the credit limit, which keeps utilization artificially high, which suppresses credit score improvement, which extends the cardholder's dependence on subprime products. The CFPB has documented the general pattern of fee-heavy subprime cards as a category of concern in multiple supervisory reports, though First Premier itself has not been subject to a headline enforcement action of the scale visible in this ranking. The result is a product whose primary function is not to build credit. It is to extract fees from the demographic least positioned to absorb them. Number 6, the Milestone Gold MasterCard takes the fee structure further into territory that requires reading the disclosure 3 times to fully account for. The variable APR runs between 24, 9, and 35, 9%. The annual fee structure is tiered based on creditworthiness at approval, ranging from $35 in the first year, scaling up to $99 annually for applicants deemed higher risk. A foreign transaction fee of 1% applies. There is no rewards program. There is no path to a credit limit increase in the first year. The holding structure behind this card runs through the Bank of Missouri, a relatively obscure issuer that licenses the MasterCard network and manages a portfolio of subprime and near-prime cards under multiple brand names. The practical consequence of this structure is that the cardholder is paying a premium annual fee for a product with no rewards, no upgrade path, and an APR ceiling that approaches the regulatory maximum in several states. The issuer's business model depends not on the cardholder graduating to a better product, but on the cardholder remaining in the fee tier indefinitely. Verdict: the annual fee pays for access to credit, not for any benefit delivered to the cardholder in return. The next product extends this logic into a segment that most people consider prestigious rather than predatory. Number 5. The Credit One Bank Platinum Visa presents a textbook case of branding designed to obscure fee architecture. Credit One Bank is not Capital One. The similarity in name is not accidental, and consumer complaint data filed with the CFPB reflects persistent confusion between the two institutions. Credit One Bank is headquartered in Las Vegas and operates as a standalone subprime and near-prime issuer. The variable APR on the Platinum Visa runs between 28, 99, and 35, 99%. The annual fee ranges from $75 to $99 for the first year depending on credit tier, and can be charged in installments against the credit limit before the card is even active. A foreign transaction fee of 3% applies. The reward structure offers 1% cashback on eligible purchases, at 1% cashback against a 29, 99% minimum variable APR. A cardholder carrying a balance would need to spend approximately $30 to recover $1 in rewards, while paying roughly 9 cents per month in interest on every $30 carried. The math dissolves the rewards proposition entirely for any cardholder who does not pay in full every month. The CFPB has received thousands of complaints about Credit One Bank, with recurring themes around billing disputes, unauthorized charges, and difficulty reaching resolution through the institution's customer service channels. The complaint volume is publicly searchable in the CFPB Consumer Complaint Database. The premium here is paid for brand recognition borrowed from a competitor, not for any differentiated value in the product itself. Before continuing to the final villain on this list, 4 tests. 4 things you can check before you apply for any card to separate a fair product from an extraction model. First, open the Schumer box, the federally mandated fee disclosure required on every credit card application. Find the APR range, the annual fee, the foreign transaction fee, the balance transfer fee, and the late fee. If you cannot find a no foreign transaction fee card with no annual fee that beats this product on rate, the product is built on consumer ignorance, not value. Second, for any savings account attached to a card or offered by the same institution, find the current APY on the bank's own disclosure page. Compare it to the 4.5% or higher available at Marcus by Goldman Sachs, SoFi, Discover Bank, or Ally as of recent disclosures. If the rate is under 1%, the institution is retaining the spread between what the Federal Reserve pays them and what they pass to you. Third, search the institution in the CFPB enforcement database. A single action for a specific violation that was remediated is not the same as a pattern of repeat fines for the same behavior. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Capital One, and JP Morgan Chase all carry documented enforcement histories. The database is public and searchable by institution name. Fourth, for any card that carries a deferred interest promotion rather than a true 0% introductory APR, understand the distinction. Deferred interest means that if the full balance is not paid by the promotional end date, all interest accrues retroactively from day 1 at the full variable rate. This structure is documented in the CFPB's supervisory guidance as one of the most persistent sources of consumer harm in revolving credit. Every analysis on this channel applies these same 4 tests. No affiliate commissions from the products reviewed. No sponsored placements from credit card issuers. If that is the kind of analysis you wish someone did before you opened your next account, you already know what to do. Number 4. The Sears Citi Card, now rebranded under the Shop Your Way MasterCard banner, represents the most concentrated example of the rewards mirage on this list. The card is issued by Citibank, a subsidiary of Citigroup, one of the 4 largest bank holding companies in the United States. The variable purchase APR runs between 29, 24, and 32, 24% as published. The reward structure offers points redeemable through the Shop Your Way loyalty program, which is controlled by Transform Holdco, the entity that acquired Sears and Kmart assets out of bankruptcy. The practical consequence is that the rewards currency is locked to a retail ecosystem that has been contracting in store count and product availability for more than a decade. Citigroup's own regulatory history includes a 2023 consent order with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency related to data management and risk controls, and prior enforcement actions documented across multiple years in the CFPB database. The card itself carries a foreign transaction fee of 3%, and a late payment fee of up to $41. The annual fee is 0, which is the product's primary marketing claim. The actual cost is the APR architecture applied to a rewards program denominated in a currency losing redeemable value in real time as the retail partner's footprint shrinks. Verdict: you are not earning rewards. You are accumulating points in a loyalty program whose redemption infrastructure is actively contracting. That closes the half of this ranking built on extraction. The next product opens the half where the published fee schedule actually reflects what the cardholder receives. Number 3. The Discover It Cashback card stands out as the first product on this list where the Schumer box reads in the cardholder's favor rather than against them. Discover Financial Services operates as both the card issuer and the payment network, which removes the network licensing fee layer that most issuers pass to consumers in various forms. The variable purchase APR runs between 17 and 28% depending on creditworthiness, a meaningfully lower ceiling than the cards reviewed above. There is no annual fee. There is no foreign transaction fee. The late fee is waived on the first occurrence. The reward structure offers 5% cash back on rotating quarterly categories, up to $1,500 in purchases per quarter, and 1% on all other purchases. Discover matches all cash back earned in the first year for new cardholders, which is a documented promotional benefit with a clear mechanism rather than a promise locked behind partner redemption requirements. Discover's CFPB enforcement record includes a 2012 action related to deceptive marketing of add-on products, for which the company paid $200 million in restitution. The institution remediated the specific practices identified in that action, and subsequent supervisory reviews have not produced comparable enforcement outcomes. Here, the published fee schedule is in honest alignment with what the cardholder actually receives on a statement-by-statement basis. Number 2, the Citi Double Cash Card takes a direct approach to the rewards proposition that eliminates most of the complexity that conceals extraction in other products. The card earns 2% cash back on all purchases, 1% at the time of purchase, and 1% when the balance is paid. There is no annual fee. There is no foreign transaction fee. The variable APR runs between 19 and 29%. The cashback is unrestricted by category, partner lock-in, or rotating enrollment requirements. The simplicity of the 2% flat rate is structurally important. It removes the mechanism by which most rewards cards generate margin, the gap between the elevated rewards rate in bonus categories and the suppressed rate on everything else. For a cardholder who pays the balance in full monthly, the product delivers a documented 2% return on every dollar spent, with no ceiling, no expiration, and no redemption complexity. The issuer is Citibank under Citigroup, and the regulatory history noted above applies at the institutional level. At the product level, the Schumer box on the Double Cash is among the cleaner disclosures in the mainstream card market. For the cardholder who reads the fine print, the math here works. Number 1, the Fidelity Rewards Visa Signature Card delivers a level of fee transparency that stands alone in this ranking. The card is issued by Elan Financial Services under a co-branded agreement with Fidelity Investments, and the reward structure is built entirely around a single mechanism: 2% unlimited cash back on all purchases, automatically deposited into a Fidelity brokerage, cash management, or retirement account. There is no annual fee. There is no foreign transaction fee. The variable APR runs between 19 and 29%, consistent with the market for no annual fee cards with solid approval requirements. The structural differentiator is the rewards destination. When cash back deposits into a Fidelity account, it is subject to the same investment options available in that account, including index funds with expense ratios as low as 0.02%. The rewards are not redeemed into a proprietary loyalty currency, not locked to an airline partner, and not subject to point devaluation. The 2% becomes investable capital at the moment of deposit. For a cardholder spending $40,000 annually and paying the balance in full, that is $800 per year directed into a tax-advantaged or taxable investment account at no cost. Fidelity Investments is a privately held company which removes the shareholder extraction pressure that shapes fee architecture at publicly traded bank holding companies. The CFPB enforcement record for Elan Financial Services, the issuer, does not include the pattern of repeat consent orders visible at JPMorgan Chase, Wells Fargo, or Bank of America. This closes the list as the product that most fully aligns what you pay with what you receive. Across 7 credit cards analyzed, one pattern stands out. The cards with the highest fees and the most aggressive APR ceilings are not the ones delivering the most value. They are the ones marketed most heavily to the consumers with the fewest alternatives. The fee schedule is the product. The rewards program is the packaging. The Schumer box, not the commercial, is where the actual terms live. In an industry built on the assumption that most cardholders will not read 4 pages of fee disclosures, knowing what backs an APR is what protects your account.